Um, Today's session, we'll do low back, hip. Let's see, you'll see how it will all go. Lots of deep stretching as well. Let's start out cross-legged and then circling and really moving your shoulders, moving. And reversing. Yeah, so for red, of course, I'm just going to go ahead and do this because chakra's first chakra. We'll do this. So go ahead and go wide. Red tomatoes, beets if you like them. Are they vegetables? They're root vegetables, yeah. Come forward, stretching your inner thighs. For orange, you've got like bell peppers, orange bell peppers. You've got carrots. Yellow, you also have yellow bell peppers. You've got corn. And red, green, oh my gosh, leafy greens, kale, etc., etc. Let's come to a side bend. Blue, you could have blue corn, you know it exists. For purple, you've got purple potatoes. Eggplant if it hasn't been peeled. And white, you have cauliflower. And these are, I was looking through the chakras in my mind, right? So the rainbow colors come up and come over the other directions, or reach up and over. Deep breath in and exhale. We're going to come up, and then we'll twist. So if twisting with the leg straight is hard, you could always bend your knee and then twist. That makes it a lot easier. So you see how you want to work. And from here, turning. So it might just be like a quarter turn, or maybe you're able to turn and look to the wall behind you. And then coming across the other way, hand across knee, long spine, and look back and breathe. Good, and then releasing. So take the legs together, and we're coming to half spinal twist. So your right leg comes over the other. Both sitting bones are down, and your right foot is pressing down into the mat. Left arm reaches up. Reach, take a breath in, and then exhale. Elbow across knee, long spine, and look back. And breathe. And as you're here, really nice. Like you're really trying to get into the upper spine. We know the neck and the low back move readily. And can we move into the upper back, thoracic area? And then release, and we'll do this the other way. So left leg over the other, left foot anchored down. Right arm up into the air, inhale, and then hand or elbow across knee and twist. So again, moving from navel, but also from heart, from collarbones, and breathe. Good, and then finally releasing. All righty. So we're going to come onto our backs, and I would say a few things. So I'll want a blanket nearby. Okay, I'll want a strap nearby, and I'll want my block nearby. Okay, one block for now. And so we're going to come to floating bridge. So basically, you take a block under your low back, and it could, if that's too much for you, you might say, wow, I need my knees bent. Some of you are extending, and I would say go wide with the feet. So you're the floating bridge. Some of you can go higher, okay? So I'll just kind of show the lowest, but of course, if you want it. And I think, for me, I can go there, but I think it's kind of, it's extreme. It's like, woo! And especially we're just starting out. So I'm just going to go on the low end. You're welcome to do what, listen to your body, see what you want to do. And what I also do is I hold the block, I lift my shoulder blades, and I inch them up, and then I lower them. So it gives my back a little more traction, like it feels like my back is a little longer. And arms are up overhead. Let's take a few rounds of breath here. Really important to have your feet wide as the mat, or wider than the mat, kind of straddling the mat. And let's take another breath here. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Okay. And then from here, we're going to release. So you bend one knee, bend the other, lift, remove the block, feel your new back. I love saying that. And then pulling knees into chest, both knees at the same time, and stretching your back. Keep hugging right knee to chest, just for a briefest of moments, really stretching in, and then we'll do the other side, hugging the other knee, and the other leg extending, pushing out through the heel. Good. And then releasing. So I'll guide us in this, it's what I call going around the world, okay? And what you're going to do, if you're using the blanket, now if you have carpeted flooring, you may not need it, but the blanket is going to give you padding. It's off your mat to your right. And it's a series of leg stretches. I also have my strap. And what you're going to see, you're going to be going over, and at some point, maybe you're going to go to pigeon. But I will give alternatives. So maybe this blanket is not going to work for you if you're thinking, oh, there's no way I'm going to roll onto pigeon. Okay, so let's just start out. We're starting with the right and pulling knee into chest again. So if you're using the blanket, it's on the same side of the leg you're working with. It's on my right. And then lift your head and breathe. And then maybe even extending your leg and holding a little higher on your leg, your calf muscle, the ankle, who knows, maybe your foot, and your head is going towards your knee. And then from here, lowering. And we're going to a twist. So your right knee is going over to the left. And extend your right arm. You have a wonderful twist here. Try to anchor your right shoulder down. And breathe. It's a nice warm day, and hopefully your muscles feel the warmth of the day coming on. And it's going to be a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. Breathing in. Exhale. And then releasing. And from here, we're going to grab hold of the foot. So you have a half lotus. You've got your foot, my knee is pointing towards the screen. and stretching the outer hip. Breath in. Exhale. Then you can also maybe reach your right arm under the knee. You can lift and take your shoulder, like you're trying to get your shoulder under your knee, and lift your head, holding, and breathe. Hip stretch. I didn't see Bhadra when we came on, but if you're here, Bhadra, I know you're happy. Okay. And then lowering, lowering, lowering. And then from here, we're going to thread the needle. So left leg comes up, and your right ankle is over left thigh. And your right hand goes through. And some like to hold behind the knee. Some hold the knee. Some are so tight, they'll need like a little strap. That works. Flex your right ankle. Draw your left knee towards your chest and feel the stretch in your right outside hip. Make sure your right ankle is flexed to protect your right knee. Okay. So some will stay here. Some are like, I'm not rolling onto pigeon, and others will say, yeah, I'm gonna try it. So what you do is you dismantle your threading the needle. You roll onto your right. Use your top hand. Your left hand comes up and pushes you up, and then you're going to adjust, and there you are. And you're going to lift and look upward. Breathe in, exhale, and then lower. So one thing that I don't like about the blanket is that if I try to get my foot higher, it'll just slip into its regular position. The sticky mat actually helps you to go deeper in poses. But here we are, breathing in. You could be on your elbows if you came to pigeon. Deep breath in, exhale. You could lower your head if you like. And then we're going to come out. So you're rolling on out. Good work. And you're going to take both legs up in the air, and you're going to shake them out, because you're going to feel a little difference in the legs because you've really worked the right leg through. Shaking them out. I know it seems kind of funny. Shake your hands out too. And breathe. Sun is on me. Okay, and release. So we have a second side. You could just take the blanket on the other side, or like for me, I'm just going to turn. All right. So strap or no strap. We're going to start out pulling left knee to chest and right leg extending. And breathe. Yeah, holding a little longer than we did the first time. This is a really important stretch. And then holding your foot. So you're using a strap, or maybe you're holding the leg, ankle, holding your foot if you can, and breathe. And lifting if you can. Lifting, taking your head towards your knee, and breathe. And then lowering. And then from here, you're coming across. So we could have the knee bent, and go ahead and roll across. As you come across, extending your left leg, your left arm, straightening your right leg, and breathe. Shoulder dropping down. And then releasing. And then from here, grabbing hold of the foot, half lotus. So the knee is pointing out to the side. And as you're here, take a moment. Maybe you can bring your arm to the inside. knee and maybe shoulder to the inside knee, and breathe. Lowering your head, and we come to threading the needle. So left foot is on right thigh, and your left arm threads through. You could hold behind the knee or hold at the kneecap. Flex your left ankle and stretch the outside left hip. And breathe. And again, some are going to stay here, and some can come over into pigeon. So my right foot comes down. I'm going to turn. I turn with my knee bent. And then my top arm, that's my right arm, is going to push me up. And then from here, I have to readjust. And here we are. Okay? So only doing that if it feels safe, right? And then you're going to look up, lengthen, and then exhale and lower. Elbows coming down. And breathe. Just taking a few more rounds of breath. Okay, then we're going to start to roll out again. Roll onto your backs. Good. And then once you're on your backs, we're going to take the legs up in the air and shake them out, shake out your hands. It's kind of fun to do, just like really relax your legs, take all the tension out. Good. And then from here, feet are flat onto the mat, and we're going to lift the pelvis. So lifting up. And as you're lifting up, clasp hands, tuck shoulders underneath you, lift, take a moment to really bring your rib cage up. So this is a good blend of, we've been doing a lot of stretching up until now, but now we've got a blend of stretching, opening the back, and toning the back, opening the front, and toning, firming up the back. Breathing in. Exhale. Notice if your knees are splaying outward, and have the knees run parallel to each other. I should say the thighs running parallel. And then we release. We come out and coming to happy baby. Reaching for your feet, stretching your low back, and breathe. Deep breath in and exhale. Good. And once again, breath in. And exhale. Nice. So from here, we're going to roll up to sitting. And oh yeah, we have boat. See, this is, you're all muted, so I can't hear you go, oh, boat. Okay, so here we are. What I've been doing is kind of preparing for it, so that everything's ready. Your legs are ready, your core is ready. So take a block. Squeeze it into, the knees are squeezing into the block. And then from here, really squeezing in. Your back is upright, your arms upright, and then bring the arms forward. Tuck, so really tuck your belly in as you go back. So for me, the front of my foot comes up, the heels stay down. I'm going back, and then I'm coming forward, and I'm lifting. Exhale, back, maybe I'll go further back, above the floor, hovering above the floor, and above the mat, and up. Exhale back. Don't rest on the floor, but just hover, and then inhale up. Hands are down, and you're going to bring your feet a little closer in for tabletop. You're going to press up, keep squeezing into the block, create a tabletop effect with your body, maybe tilting your head back, breathing in, and then lowering And then as you lower, and take the block away. So let's do it where we're holding. And some of you are like, I love boat. You're in it already, okay? But you might just say, yeah, I'm going to hold, because you don't want to collapse your spine. And maybe you'll extend. And you could push out through the ball of the foot and spread your toes. And then again, bend and release. So you could always be down. You could take your legs up. You could take your legs all the way up. And breathe in. Exhale through the mouth. Once again, breath in. Exhale. Good. And release. Soles of the feet happily together. Hold your feet. Lengthen the spine. Deep breath in. And then exhale. Come forward. So you're stretching your back as you lower your head. Stretching the inner thighs. Releasing your back. And then from here, we're going to come to child's pose. So once again, I'll have a blanket under my knees, a little extra padding. So from child's pose, stretch your arms forward. Take a breath into your back. And exhale. We're going to round into the back. Let's come to cat-cow. So rounding. Inhale, arch. Really exaggerate the movements. Round, bubble back. Inhale, arch. Round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And one more. Inhale, arch. And then come to plank. So your hands are in place. You're extending the legs. Here you are in plank. And breathe. We're going to hold. Let's do just a few more breaths here. Exhale. Next exhalation, press back. Downward facing dog. You could walk your feet a little closer in and start to pedal. Bend one knee, press opposite heel down. Back and forth. Straightening both legs and press your hands into the mat. Breathing. And exhale. And we'll come to upward facing dog. Your knees can be up or down. I'll have my knees down the first time around. Extending the feet and look up. Lift your heart center. Not overdoing with the neck, really trying to move from your upper back. And then lower and press back again to child's pose. Lowering your head. To strengthen the back, we'll be on our bellies. And once onto the belly. Let's do this where we hook the thumbs together. You're keeping your forehead down and you're extending your arms. So you're squeezing shoulder blades together, squeezing tension out of the shoulders. And just remember how you hooked, because we'll reverse that hook later. Hands are to to chest, but my hands are not touching the mat. They're lifted. And you're going to just lift without straining the neck. That might mean looking down. It might mean that you can come up high enough that you can look forward. Tops of the feet pushing down. Okay, forehead down. Now bring your hands behind your back again. You're going to hook. There's usually a habitual way of going in there. You're going to reverse the hook of the thumbs and extend the arms again. And imagine you could take your arms away from your back. And then why not? Maybe you can lift your head as well. You're looking down. Maybe you're looking up. And there's a lot of strength here. There's a lot of strength going on. Breathing in. Exhale. Lower. Rest your forehead down. Bring your hands hovering above the floor like as if you're going to come into a cobra, but let your whole body lift up again without tensing the neck, all of this. So back strengthening. Okay. And then lower. Bring your forehead under your forehead on top of your hands and breathe. Exhale. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and come on to the elbows. So as you're onto your elbows, because we've strengthened this back, we've asked the back to wake up. Maybe when you're here, you feel less vulnerable, like you really feel like your muscles are helping you, they help you, they're supporting the back. Some of you are more open and you can extend. You can take your elbows off the mat. And there's more pressure on the pelvis, more pressure on the tops of the thighs and tops of the feet. Go ahead and look past one shoulder and then look the other way and look past one shoulder. Yeah, my feet can be apart, that's fine. And then lower. And from here, press. We're going to press back, curl toes under, pelvis up in the air, on a Hatha Asana, not quite child's pose, because your pelvis is up in the air, forehead down, arms moving forward, palms down, breathing in. And exhale. And then retracting the arms, and we're going to come to a forward bend. So I have my toes curled under. Now I'm standing in a forward bend. The feet are a little wide. You can soften your knees and further stretch your back. Take your hands to your elbows. Let yourself hang. Eyes are open. Deep breath in and exhale. And let's come on up and sweep the arms up into the air, palms touching and hands to heart center. Good work. All right. We're going to take a wide stance. Now I got props all over the place. Okay. There's the story behind this pose, which we often hear as we do it. It's called Kartikeya Asana. Kartikeya is the brother of Ganesha. And so we're going to shift back and forth. So when I go to my left foot turns, my left knee is bending. It's always going to face the direction of the foot, if that makes sense. So, you're going to constantly be shifting your feet. I don't know if you can see very well, but you're going to shift, okay? So you're going to shift over, say to the left, engage your core, and you're just going to kind of reach your arms back, and you're going to look around, okay? We're going to do this back and forth. You're going to come up, shift. You take a deep breath in when you come up, and then you exhale, and you're looking around. So Kartikeya he's a deity, so he's up high, right? Maybe he's on his own little coiled snake cloud, I don't know. And he's got a job. This guy's wiry, he's fast, he's strong, and his brother Ganesha is soft and round, and kind of he's very sweet. And anyways, the two brothers are fighting over a bowl of sweets, and they have a task. Breathe in, exhale. Now you're going to clasp your hands and look around, because the task is, the parents wanted to stop the fight and said, look, if whoever can figure out where the center of the universe is, you get the whole bowl of sweets. Okay, so they're both they're on a mission. They are inspired. Okay. This time when you come over, just I'm facing. It's not quite facing the corner. I'm just kind of going over. I'm more like at an angle. Anyways, I'm coming to a lunge. As long as my knee is in a 90 degree, I'm good. Come up. Kartikeya, this guy that we are, he's wearing himself out, looking for the center of the universe. He tries and not finding it. Okay, we'll give it one more try. He may not get that bowl of sweets. Okay, so this time you're going to just kind of move your arms around, And just kind of looking, just really moving around. Yep. And up. Can't find it. Other way. Yep. Good, good, good. All right. And he's got to go back. So, Kartikeya, we're going to stand in mountain, and you got to report to your mom and dad that you looked, and you could not find the center of the universe. We're going to take the arms up. Exhale, hands are to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Well, one more. Ganesha, little fluffy brother, he shows up. He's so sweet. He says, I know where the center of the universe is. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a little spin. You're going clockwise, okay? So palms are. And keep your eyes open. You can move slowly. You're just going to do 3 spins. And you're just going slowly. And maybe you have a drishti point that you keep looking at as your second spin. It's slow. And he tells his mother and father, he says, you are the center of the universe. And they say, yes, we are. Hands are to the heart. You're going to come to a squat. Because they're Shiva and Parvati, and they're the creators, right? They're the creators and destroyers. And anyway, so that's right. So he gets all the sweets. That is a story to help you work into your hip joints. I hope that was okay. So here we are. Now all of a sudden we've become a sumo wrestler. It's the stretch part of horse pose. It's not really sumo, but it looks like it. And bring your hands to your ankles, drop your pelvis down, and breathe. And then coming on up. Good. And stepping to the front of your mat. Have your feet together, and you're going to raise and lower, raise and lower, raise and lower. Again, raise and lower. Hands are to heart center, and then arms are up overhead. Arms going up overhead as you look up to the sky, and then hands come down. You're at the front end of your mat now. Right foot steps back. Low lunge, getting into your right hip flexor. Right heel down. Palms reaching up. Lengthen and breathe. See if you can bend a little more deeply in your left knee. And then your back heel comes up as you go for a twist. Your right hand is down. You could do prayer balance if you like. You can go deeper. Left arm up and breathe. And then lower. And we're going to reverse. So you'll step forward. Let's come all the way up. Bring the arms up. Inhale. Palms touch up overhead. Arch back. Come forward, softening the knees. Straightening the legs. Left foot back. And as you lower, you're stretching your left hip flexor. And then the heel coming down. And reaching the arms up, warrior one. Extend. Inhale. Exhale. Lowering the arms. Back heel comes up. And once again, you're taking your right arm up. You're going for a twist. And breathe. and lower. We're going to come to plank. So once you come to plank, here's what I'm hoping you'll do here. Okay, your right foot comes off the mat, and you're going to slide it out to the side and back. So my tendency is to come up on that. I want to try to stay in plank, and again, right leg swings out to the side and down. We're going to do the other side. Left foot, you can't have things in the way. Slides up and back to the start position. And again, swings out and back and knees down. Press back to child's pose. Stretch out your back. Come to kneeling, clasping the hands behind your back. Arch, look up. Yeah, we're going to repeat it. So we're coming onto our elbows this time. Plank on the elbows. So here you are on your elbows. And yeah, there's all kinds of things in the way for me. So I'm trying not to lift my pelvis. I'm going to be low. And if you can't move your feet in this, you'll just stay in your plank. But if you can, your left leg swings out to the side and down. It's sweeping the floor, okay? Left leg out to the side and down. Some of you can do it one more time. Out to the side, good, and down. Out to the side and down. Lower onto your belly. And there you are again. In your Sphinx, breathe in. Exhale. And I know some of you can straighten your arms. Breathing in. Exhale, lower. And from here, grab hold of one foot. Quad stretch. If it's too hard, come onto your side. It's going to be much easier on your side, okay? And draw heel to buttock. Or in that direction. Some have to use a strap. Breathe in. When you're in the pose, go ahead and press your hip bone into the mat. Press your thigh into the mat. It's mostly hip bone, and I think of the hip crease as pressing in. And then we'll do the other side. Grabbing hold. Foot to ankle. Heel dropping in. And really take a moment to press your thigh down, hip bone down, hip crease, pressing into the mat. Releasing. And then let's go ahead and go wide with the knees, bend the knees, and you have the back windshield wiper, back and forth. You want your pelvis to move. Okay, and then bringing the legs closer in, hands are right to heart center. And some are coming all the way back, child's pose. Some are going to try to come into cobra first. Coming up into cobra, thighs are grounded. You might say, wow, how did that happen? And then you can lower and then press back to child's pose. Stretch out your back and breathe. I'm going to come up one more time for another little set of poses. So you're in downward facing dog and taking a moment to really stretch your back. Let's take the right leg up, bend your right knee, maybe your left heel comes down, send your knee up high, turn your head. Instead of looking over the arm, you're looking beneath the arm. Good. And then let's do the other side. So left leg comes up, hip opening, bending your knee, and the heel is dropping down. Good work. And just taking a moment here to breathe. Deep breath in. Exhale. And then the leg is coming down. Okay, so feet are wide and you're coming all the way back. So once you're back, hands are to elbows and just really stretching your back. Inhale and exhale. Hands are right onto the thighs, and you're coming up, sweeping the arms up, bringing your feet closer in together. Hands are to heart center. So in most classes there's an element of balance and there's a balance pose, and it just feels it's good to do, because I think balance is, of all the different postures, balance can be the most challenging for some. So what we're going to do is, it's eagle, but you're going to kind of like wrap and unwrap, okay? And you could see when I'm wrapping, I'm bending my knee. I'm not wrapping straight and going over. I have to bend the knee, wrap, and unwrap, and I straighten. Bend, wrap. Maybe you're like, ooh, cool. And then you unwrap. Let's do it again, and this time we'll add the arms, okay? You're going to bend, wrap, hold, and add the arms. Left arm over the other, and you wrap. So the fact that you're working opposites, right leg on top, left arm on top, it helps, and it's really good for the brain, like that left-right thing. And breathe in. Exhale. Be tight, 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 like you're wound tight. And then you come out and reach the arms up. And then we're going to do the other side. So we'll start out, your foot can be out to the side. So the legs are straightened, but then you'll bend, especially your standing leg, and then come across, wrap, and stand straight. Bend the knee, wrap, and maybe you're like, a little more, and out to the side. I think we did 3 before we held. Okay, so you're trying to get that wrap in there and out. And this time we're going to add the arms. Breathe in, bend the knee, wrap, taking your arms, right arm over the other, and wrap. And breathe. And unwind and come on out. And hands are to heart center. Breathing in and exhale. Good. Let's go wide, and you might, it might be that having blocks is ridiculously impossible, not doing this, or you don't know what you're doing yet, but we're going to try to bring our head to the blocks. So, if you really don't, you're like, I don't know about this, you just stack them. It doesn't matter that they're not very stable, because you're not going to put a lot of weight on them. Your feet are wide. And in fact, the wider you go, the further forward the closer you get to the floor, okay? So again, if you're really tight, and maybe it's just ridiculous, and you're like, ugh, not reaching. And so if it just doesn't work for you, don't do it. But it might be that there's a lot of different combinations, right? It might be that you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. So what I find, this is weird, but what I find is I kind of like my forehead on the blocks rather than the top of my head. I don't know. So you're going to explore that. Some of you are really open. You may not even need the blocks, or you just need minimum support. Wherever you're at, reach your arms forward. Just walk your hands forward, and don't let all your weight come forward. Your hands are not bearing much weight at all. In fact, your head isn't bearing much weight. Your feet are bearing the weight, and your tailbone is moving back. So I think sometimes when I do this with a block, people just kind of, like kind of just, I don't know, lean into the block. It's not about that. It's more like it gives you something to reach into. I really don't want much weight on it. If we come out of this and you've got the impression of the block on your forehead, it's a problem. Breathing in, exhale. And then we walk, and you take your hands to your thighs, and you're going to take heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. Good work, good work. All So we'll come down to sitting again. All right. And we have a few seated poses. The first one, it's regular cross-legged, and it's called Souk Asana, the way we're sitting right now. We'll reverse the crossing later. Some of you will sit upright, and others will say, oh yeah, I can come forward on this. So it's Souk Asana, or easy pose. And it's not so easy for some, I know, so it's a misnomer, right? So your inner thighs are stretching, and then if those are pretty open, your low back feels the stretch. And lower your head. Some like to have, again, maybe you like to have the blocks to lean into, see what works for you. We're going to reverse the leg crossing. Breathe in. And exhale. Come forward. And come up. And then there's, go ahead and stretch out your legs, shake them out. We'll just see, again, some of these can be done when you're sitting on a block. And if this doesn't work for you, you can sit the way you were. You can come onto your back. And let me just show it, just so you know. You can come onto your back and work this one, because it's similar. It's easier, okay? So the other way is, because I just realized it's not that easy for everybody, so sitting on a block, I'm sitting on top of a block, all right? Doing all these. So it's called Siddhasana. Your heel and heel line up. It's like, imagine your heel, line up. Heel, center line of my body. Heel, center line of my body. And again, if this doesn't work, it's okay. You can sit on a block or come onto your back, as I showed you. For men, it's called Siddhasana. For women, it's called Asana. And it's called, Siddhasana is the adept's pose. It's a funny name, adept's pose. What is an adept, right? You're like, oh, well, let's look this one up. Look at, I did the old dictionary instead of let's look this up, okay? So, and the reason is I did that is because I was at the ashram and I was like, I'm not really sure what an adept is. Adept. A-D-E-P-T. Basically, it's called the accomplished pose. That's the other name for it, the adept's pose, the accomplished pose. So it's a person who, it's us, you know. We work, we do our yoga practice, we see it as a practice, something we come to again and again, poses we can do, poses we can't do, some days easier than others, some days impossible. We come to this practice wanting to clear the mind. Some days we succeed, some days maybe not so successful. The adept. Right now, the adept has accomplished. You feel accomplished, you've done your session, your spine feels upright, you feel tuned in, you're tuning in, you have tuned in, you're connected. Let's release and reverse if you can, okay? So you might want to just stretch out your legs and then reverse how it goes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was how I was. Okay. Oh, it's the same for me, so I can't really tell. So once again, you're in the adept's pose. Hopefully you're able to switch and just taking a moment. So it is about spine really upright. Your arms are straightened, not locked out. They're straightened. Thumbs to index fingers. Connecting, like your sitting bones have dropped down roots into the earth. And the last key word I said before we switched was the magic word, connected. We're going to come onto our backs and we'll talk a little bit more about connected. So now, once you come onto your backs, you're going to stretch out your legs, yeah? And then have the soles of the feet together, bound angle. Hands could be onto the belly. Connected to your innate wisdom. You are connected to yourself, to your breath, to your life, to your energy, your you-ness, this uniqueness that is you. You're connected right now. You feel this deep connection to your family, to your friends, to your yoga community, your yoga family. This is a sangha. A sangha is your spiritual community is a sangha. We practice our yoga together. We strive to be the best version of ourselves together. We support one another by simply being, and other ways to support one another. Feeling deeply connected to all living beings. Go ahead and interlace your fingers and press palms up overhead. You feel connected to animals, domestic and wild. You feel connected to the trees, to every element. Earth, water, fire, air, space. And all that these elements contain, you are connected to. And you're connected to universal consciousness, the Brahman. And then you're going to release and bring your knees together. And then we'll do some more windshield wipers. We did these on our bellies, but not on our backs earlier. So what I'd like you to do, I've been enjoying having arms at a T position. Your knees go left, your head turns right. Knees go right, head turns left. Back and forth. And then finally, extending the legs and settling onto your backs for Savasana. So when you're on your backs, just taking a moment and feeling your body and your mind, your spirit, feeling the effects of the various asanas, the forward bending ones, the arching ones, the side bending, the twists. Noticing the stillness of the mind. And noticing yourself this time of year, right? We're right on the cusp of summer solstice. Light, light, light. Feeling yourself light-filled and weightless in that terms of lightness. Scan your body. Relax every part of your body. Relax every joint of your body. Continually watching the rise and fall of your breath. And then ever so slowly, you just start to resurface, deepening your breath. And as you start to deepen your breath, you move your hands and your feet. Yeah, stretching arms up overhead. And as you feel ready, you'll roll to one side, make your way to sitting, turn your audio, video on if you like.